It started in New York.
It is about ending the unnecessary risk of high-capacity assault rifles.
Similar legislation has now been passed in Maryland, Colorado, and Connecticut. It focuses on expanded background checks and restrictions on some types of assault weapons and on the maximum legal capacity of gun magazines. Victories for gun control advocates, but measures the NRA says don't pass legal muster.
So a lot of that stuff strikes me as unconstitutional, and we're certainly going to find out if I'm right because we're going to court.
The NRA has already joined in the lawsuit in New York and now vows to take the fight to the courts in Maryland and in any state that passes similar laws. It is at the state level the NRA has already been incredibly effective, with more than 200 legislative victories just in the last decade.
Now, on a national scale, a recent Gallup poll found 91% of Americans are actually in favor of background checks for all sales of firearms. But the reason the NRA and its supporters are fighting so hard against that is they say the current background check system is broken and should first be fixed.
In 1 year, 76,000 people came up as prohibited. You know how many of them were prosecuted? 40. And you know how many were convicted? 13. Most of the rest were false positives. They were people who, in fact, had every right to buy a gun, and because the system doesn't work, were denied that right.
As family members of those killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School spent this week pleading with U.S. lawmakers on Capitol Hill, the NRA is standing strong, calling most of the new federal proposals also purely political.
If you ask that politician the question, now how did what you do, how will that prevent another Sandy Hook or the robbing of another 7-Eleven? And invariably, when you look at it, the answer is, well, it won't do that, but it makes me feel good.
I'm Kristine FrazaoWASHINGTON reporting.